Welcome to the Supplement Engineer Podcast. My name is Robert Chinetsky. Joining me as always for our weekly banter of all things supplement industry related, Justin Hall of Supplement Snoop. Welcome, my man.
Dude, what is going on, man? I'm all lubed up today. I'm warmed up. We're ready to rock.
Outstanding. Well, this is breaking news that just came across the wire. The guys at Glaxon were nice enough to send Justin over the profile and a beta tub of a new product they're working on called Serenity. And as we've done with a few other companies, when we've been the first to kind of get our hands on the profile of something, we like to go through and do a deep dive into the label and give our thoughts and give some exposition on the product overall to help you listeners identify, is this something that could be useful for your arsenal? Is it something you may want to push the pause button on for later? So let's start in with that. So since they sent you the label, Justin, why don't you give us the rundown of everything?
Yeah, and I'll give a little bit of backstory too here. I talk to these guys basically every day. We talk about something, and this is a product that they've been working on for a long time. The one owner, we have very similar training styles and approaches and stuff like that, and he trains fasted. We use stims, and it's a topic that you and I have touched on endless amount of times. Is you train, and then it's like what you do post workout. We still have work to do. What kind of products can we use to sort of balance out that post workout stress and cortisol and stuff? And because I think a lot of people just think of stress in the sense of mental, like, oh, I'm freaking out. It's like when it's so much more to it than that. Like when it comes to working out and all the things we're sort of doing to ourselves on a day-to-day basis. So anyway, They've been talking about this one's sort of a little passion project of theirs. And anytime that I know that they're really excited about something, then I'm excited about it. But so I just got it. I took it a little while ago. So we'll see. It's perfect because post-workout setting, I took Superhuman Supreme today. So I was definitely feeling it. So it's a small panel, leads off with Phosphatidyl Serine, which we know is a very expensive ingredient. This one from what they said, this is the exact dose, because 800 is the max cortisol dose you'll see, but a lot of times you'll see it listed as 50%.
Right.
But this is actually the 616. This is what you're getting. So, and they told me, they were like, we took it as high with this ingredient as we could to get the max benefits, but still be able to make this product.
Yeah.
So it's a huge dose because, when you look at a lot of other labels, it would be listed at 1230 something, 1232.
Yeah, 1232. Yeah.
So then you have that, which is definitely one of my favorite ingredients. Lots of proven studies out there. And then you got ashwagandha. And this is the Shodan. This is the one. So I've seen KSM listed in different ways. I've seen it at 2.5%. I've seen it at 5%. I think I've even seen it at 1.5% once with analytes.
Yeah.
This one is, so Shodan is a 35% with analyte extract. So for people that, if you're thinking about it, if KSM is 5%, so you're getting 7 times the concentration here. So to say ashwagandha, this would be like taking 800 and some milligrams of KSM.
Yeah. The KSM one, I guess the caveat we would say with that is that KSM retains the bioidentical ratio of the withanalytes, all of the other bioactive goodies that are within there. This one is slanted preferentially to the withanalytes, which is what most people think are given the positive anti-stress, anti-cortisol benefit. So This is going to be, very high potent, and I would expect this to be rather, not having tested the ingredient solo or, this Serenity product, I would expect it to hit rather hard, almost like even more powerful than Sensoril, which I think has a more acute effect than KSM does.
Yeah. I have not, the only other time I saw this Shodan was in arms races using it in their new the Stabilize, their hormone balance product, which is a really cool one. So they're using that, and then Magnolia extract, which I think they really like. 120 milligrams of that, and then there's quercetin, which They are using it for its cortisol blocking. It's in the similar vein as like Emodin, Emodin that's in Cortiblock and
Yep.
things like that. And what their goal was with this one was to mimic the cortisol blocking, but not have the punishing side effects that are happening with Emodin, because that Cortiblock product is really cool and it works. It tears people up. To me, it's like it was just too harsh for me, and it's too bad because I think a lot of people haven't been able to really use it the way it could be used because it's just really harsh on the stomach. So they're really excited about this one. That's it. That's the 4 ingredients. It's 3 capsule serving, 21 servings per container, and so these are going to be some expensive ingredients, 4, but they are just going for one specific purpose here. It's going to be, as the name implies, Serenity. So we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling in like an hour or so, if I'm just like chill or.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a cool product, and they, at this point, I have no choice but to just give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, when it comes to it, they've proven themselves over and over again.
Right. And for the listeners out there that may not be familiar with the Shodan ingredient, the 120 milligrams is the recommended dose. That it's got 2 human trials and it's got some other animal data behind it, but the 120 milligram dose is the dose that's used in the human trials. So that's another solid dosing, like to go with the Phosphatidyl Serine, and the Magnolia is something we don't see used a whole lot.
Yeah.
I wonder
Sleep
if it's
aids.
in sleep aid you'll see it, but it's got that. So the botanical name is Magnolia officinalis, which I wonder if it's almost in the same family as lemon balm, because lemon balm's got it's Melissa or Melissia officinalis. So I wonder if it's kind of in that same vein where it's got those GABAergic properties to it.
So the information they sent me about it, the reason why they picked it is it was in the similar vein as quercetin and Emodin, with cortisol blocking. But I think they have it in their sedative sleep aid. Now I think about it, I'm pretty sure.
I love that sedative, man. Even it's weird. It doesn't knock me out as long as something like, say, Phenibut, but even if I only get like 5 or 6 hours of sleep, man, I am freaking wired the next morning. I'm awake, alert, and like going full bore like I had slept 8 or 9 hours.
So what's interesting about that one is, I don't know if you have this. I don't know if we've discussed this, but this seems to be kind of a common thing. Say I'll go to bed in a full scoop in their sedative sleep aid. There's 250 milligrams, so there's double the dose.
Okay.
When I take it, it is clockwork. So I'll go to bed at around, say, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I will wake up at like 5:30 every single time I take that.
Yeah.
And Michael, the one guy that I talk to a lot from over there, the owner of the whole place, he said the same thing. He's like, man, I take it and I wake up. He goes, then you can go back to bed, depending. But I could also get up at that time too, like exactly like what you're saying.
Right.
As strong as it is, there's definitely times I could get up. It's definitely different to me. They don't use Phenibut and stuff like that.
Right.
Phenibut's its own beast. I took a massive dose of Phenibut last night, and I'm pretty sure that I died for at least a couple hours. Like, it was kind of one of those things where I slept so hard that like I was having dreams within dreams within dreams, and even in my dreams, I knew how hard I was sleeping. Like I remember in my dream going, "Holy shit, am I asleep?"
Yeah.
It was like Inception. Shit.
How big of a dose did you take, and were you taking it as a bulk just on its own, or did you take it in combination with anything else?
So it was Rested AF from Steel, which is proprietary.
Yeah.
So, but there's probably, I think, Blackstone Labs Anesthetize is like 1.8 grams.
Yeah.
It's probably pushing that area, I think, because high tech.
Somatomax has 3 grams in it.
Right, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I slept like a rock when they still made that product.
I bet.
It was awesome. I was using that every other night right after our daughter was born, because obviously the baby's waking up every 4 hours to feed at that point. I mean, she slept fine. She started sleeping through the night at 6 or 8 weeks after she was born. but those first couple of weeks, man, it was because Sandy would set the alarm, and I would either wake up with her, or I'm a light sleeper by nature, so if I heard something, I would wake up. But so every 4 hours, man, there was, yeah, that was fun, but it's all right, it's all good.
Yeah, I took that rest of the AF last night. I was
knocked out.
Yeah.
I've been making my own sleep stack, and it usually, because I've got a few bulk things here. All my pre-made sleep formulas are gone, but I've got a bulk tub of theanine, melatonin, KSM 66 and 600 milligram caps, and a bulk tub of phenibut. So a couple of times a week, I'll take a scoop of theanine, 200 milligrams of that, 600 of KSM, 5 milligrams of melatonin, and then I added 100 milligrams or 200 milligrams of phenibut to it. And it was the weirdest thing. Monday night I did this, and I haven't had this reaction in a really long time. I was fucking wired, and I don't know why. So I went to go lay down. I woke up, ate a little something around midnight, tried to go and lay back down. And I took the sleep aid stuff before I ate the little snack. And dude, I tossed and turned. I listened to an entire podcast. I got up at 2 a.m. and I worked from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. straight. And it was this fucking tunnel vision. I don't know what caused it. If I just had too much on my mind, and no amount of sleep aids were going to knock me out. Or what? But I mean, I was a machine, and I had a great workout the rest of the day. Tuesday, I was highly productive the rest of the day. I didn't feel tired or lethargic. Yeah, it was really weird. But I mean, I'm shit. Just get up and start working if you can't fall asleep is my advice.
Yeah, sleep aids are tough, man, because I have not slept well over the last probably 10 days. Even though I have things like sedative I can use, I have strong doses of phenibut. Yeah. It still wasn't doing anything. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it.
Right.
So people they ask me for the recommendation for 8 hours of sleep and wake up feeling great. I was like, yeah, okay, good luck. Yeah. There's going to be some sort of something to go along with it, but
right.
That's why I'm curious. I'm curious to see how this. They sent out Serenity, I think, to a few people, which I thought was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
They sent out some sample tubs of it to some of their most frequent customers,
right? Which
was really cool. I was like, that's a nice. They're smart, man. They know what they're doing. I think because we talk a lot about that, like in consulting and building brands and businesses and stuff, and it's like,
right.
Those are the types of things that you take a hit up front in hopes that it comes back to you,
yeah.
Down the road. Where a lot of people are, so focused on what's the return on investment right away, kind of thing. Where it's like some of this stuff is what's the long game here. So
yeah,
that was really cool. A lot of people are going to get a chance to try it, and gestures like that are. I think honestly, man, I know like a lot of brands are doing some amazing things. I think Core, what they're doing this year is fantastic. But I think right now, man, people are playing for second behind Glaxon.
Glaxon's doing a lot of cool shit. I mean, the labels are great. The formulas, I don't know how to say this. I mean, they're deceptively strong. Like if you're one of the people, and you and I even get into this some of the time where we're looking at a profile and we're thinking, I mean. The studies say this, but the dose listed on here, and when Glaxon's stuff first came out, and you and I have said this and been upfront about it, when we saw some of the dosages, we thought, okay, I mean the labeling's cool, it probably tastes good, it's intriguing, but is it actually going to be that potent? And every time, you and I are pleasantly surprised to where it's to the point where we don't really question them anymore. If we see something that might be a little bit lower than what we're used to seeing or what a given study might show. I mean, they know what they're doing over there.
Well, I think that's one thing that you and I have always tried to do is, okay, this is what we know, but I'm plenty open to hear something different, because I don't want to look at another fucking formula of the same exact ingredients at the same dosages. Like, there's got to be another way.
Right.
And then, so like the entire puzzle that they paint, we know that if you want to have a successful business within this industry, the formula is just part of the thing, right?
Yeah.
So how are they going to balance growing with their margins, with their distribution, all this other stuff? And they put together this really good puzzle, but did not shortchange on the effectiveness of the products.
Yeah.
And also add in, like I said, when you put in everything, like I said, I think Core's rebrand has been extremely impressive to me
Mm-hmm.
because they're finally a company that rebranded for the right reason,
Yeah.
and not just like oh well, we haven't had much, you know, a lot of companies we see do a rebrand is just they're like, well, it's like a desperation move, like to get attention.
Yeah,
Whereas,
or copy another brand.
or, or copy several other brands. So the thing about Core is, I think that they were never big marketers. They always had great formulas. Like if you go back, like a lot of people are discovering some of their old products now because they're all on like clearance sales and
Right.
stuff like that. They're like, holy shit, they've had great formulas
Yeah.
this entire time, and we never knew about it because they were just more focused on stuff like that. Whereas now they've grown so much as a company, they're like, you know what, it's time. Let's reinvigorate this line with maybe some new data we have, some cool marketing stuff, and that's why I think that
Correct.
they've just absolutely nailed that rebrand.
Yeah.
Which is really good to see. It's good to see a company do it not just because they're fucking bored and they're looking for a way to up their traffic a little bit, doing it because they were ready for a rebrand. We're like, okay, we've
Correct.
been doing this for a while. Let's
Get a
I don't want to say
facelift.
wipe the slate clean, but yeah, a facelift, and it's really good. But those two, I would say these two brands for me right now are, and I guess I would have to say Morphogen, right? But
Yeah. You got to earn your weekly paycheck. There you go.
contractually, but I would say that these two, and what I like about what these two are doing, they're doing it in a way where you see a lot of companies, you can only grow so much because you're putting so much in your formulas and stuff, and
Right.
they're doing it where they've got the formulas, the effectiveness, and they're doing it differently. They're different products,
Mm-hmm.
but they also have the distribution channels in place. They have the teams in place
Yeah.
to really do some cool things. I think as long as people keep supporting them and buying into them, and I love to see it.
Yeah. They manufacture their own stuff too, so I mean they can pivot and turn on a dime or start cranking out
Gla-
stuff, don't they?
Gla-
Yeah.
Glaxon?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So that's what I thought. That helps so much. Do y'all get in with the consulting program? Do y'all ever get companies asking if they should jump into the manufacturing side, either acquire a manufacturing facility, buy out a manufacturing facility? And if so, what would be your advice? Because I'm somebody, and I'm pretty sure you are too, that if I'm going to be in something, I want to have my hand on everything. It
Yeah.
takes a lot for me to trust somebody with my baby. So if I was to ever start a supplement brand, which I have no intention of doing, if if I did not have the capital initially to buy a manufacturing facility in addition to starting up a brand, I would be third party testing from the very beginning. It just because that's the only way I could sleep at night, because I've seen enough manufacturers get caught up with shady shit or other companies knowingly take part in spiking stuff. So that would be my thing, and eventually I would work to the point where I would be able to do something like NutriBio or Glaxon or any one of the other companies that manufactures their own stuff. I would want to have a facility that I could do it, even if it's a small operation.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I agree totally. It would be hard for me not to, but man, I see what these guys go through. These manufacturers. We know a
Yeah.
few, because actually one of the other packages I got today was from Alchemy Labs.
Mm-hmm.
They're sort of going through. They have a really interesting story. It's Master Blends Manufacturing. They're down in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Good group of guys. Their story is very much exactly like what you're saying. They were a brand, and they got to the point where they were just tired of getting fucked over by manufacturers, and that's exactly the same story that Mark Glazer tells, about doing his own.
Right.
And then it's like you get into the manufacturing, part of it, and it's like,
Yeah, it's a whole other ball of problems.
you're right. So yeah, it's like you would want to have as much control as possible, but a lot of these brands are, if you're trying to grow as a brand, and then you throw in the manufacturing process on top of it, it's like, man,
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's a lot to take on,
Yep.
as a company. And now you're essentially have two companies going at the same time that you're trying to grow,
Right.
and both have their own sort of unique problems to them. I would like to do it too. You know, if I was in there, I would love to own my own facility. Do I think we could? We have enough knowledge to get into that, but I think we have enough knowledge to know maybe we shouldn't get into that.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, because it's not a great financial move for these people either. It's like,
No.
you know, I know that, like I said, Alchemy Labs, they're just, you know, have invested in their own testing equipment so they don't have to send their stuff out to be third party tested and stuff like that. And I mean, just months and years and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And, you know, at the same time, you're trying to grow a brand. That takes some balls.
Yeah, yeah, you would need a serious amount of capital or have to bring in partners that are willing to invest with you, partners that you would trust, not somebody, you know, it's somebody that you're willing to basically get married to.
Yeah. So I don't know. I know the story. Like I've talked to the Glaxon people enough to know sort of how, you know, because Glaxon is basically, they were the manufacturer, they had that process in place, and now Glaxon coming. I think that's common too. You see with it, but it's interesting to see that Alchemy Labs sort of go the other way. They were the brand first, and then decided to get into manufacturing. That's what NutraBio did.
Correct. Yeah.
And then it seems so Glaxon's different, where it was like they were the manufacturer, and you know you see like high tech do stuff like that, where they buy up other brands. Yeah. And then just manufacture them under their own umbrella. It's very interesting stuff, man. It's a fascinating industry. There's a lot of people in this industry that don't know shit about running a business, and there's a lot of people in this industry that they're good, man. They can take on some stuff. But the Glaxon, they got a good system in place, man. I think they're going to be they're going to stay successful.
I would agree with that 100%. Moving on, what other supplement hauls, because we last week we had Chris from Inspired on, which was a great podcast. We had got a lot of good feedback from it. But we usually get to recap our recent supplement hauls, so we have a 2-week gap now to catch up on. So what graced your doorstep the past couple of weeks?
So first thing that comes to mind is MyoBlox. I got the Sandy from MyoBlox. I don't know if you know Sandy. She's their she joined the Supplement Snoop group.
Yeah, I saw that she joined that group. Yeah.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. She has her own stack in MyoBlox, and she's like, "Well, I have to at least send you the stack that we have," which is her stack is. She said in the morning she takes their new RUBIX formula is very cool. She takes RUBIX, which is their non-stim fat burner. She takes a scoop of Skywalk and then a scoop of Loco, which. They had some interesting formulas. But anyway, she sent that stuff over. I love the MyoBlox or RUBIX.
I'm going to pull that up right now.
Yeah, it's simple formula, but very cool. I have it here somewhere.
There we go. The Carnitine Matrix.
Yeah, big dose of carnitine. Right, 3 grams in 2 scoops, 200 Slim, 40 grains of Paradise, and 35 GBB. So
yeah, you'll feel the heat with this one, no question there.
Yeah, it'll get you going in the morning. So that one's it's kind of the same. I don't want to say the same approach, but it's kind of like what you see with Glaxon. They're like, when it comes to say stim-free fat burning, what are you really going to put in there?
Yeah, you know it's going to be a carnitine base in some way, shape, or form. And
Slim, I think, has got some cool stuff there. Paradoxing is cool. But then a lot of what you'll see if you have like an extensive stim-free fat burning product, you'll start to see some mood elevation, stuff like that too. Because I think that's one way to sort of curb appetite, is, make people feel happier. Like I said, mood elevation. But this is just very straightforward. Like each ingredient in here has a specific purpose, and it's cool. I've been enjoying it. The flavor I got is this Fuego Fresca. It is like a peppery punch in the face. It's super strong pepper, like black pepper flavor, but which I really like. I think it's awesome. Like you take this first thing in the morning, not only does the metabolic boost, but it's like smelling salts. Like holy shit.
The only time I've noticed that where some kind of fat burning supplement has like a noticeable bite to it, or like a good peppery burn that I kind of enjoy, is the Steel Sweat from Steel Fit. It's strawberry mango or strawberry something, man. It's got a pop to it, but in such a good, enjoyable way. It's a low stim thing. It's only 100 milligrams of caffeine, but it's got a bunch of other thermal ingredients in it. So I like that, the spicy but sweet sensation.
Yep, I'm the same way. I think they have some other flavors that people really like. That was just the one that she sent over. But cool products. I mean, MyoBlox, they do that frustrating part where they have the big proprietary blend of something. So sometimes I'll take, and they do a lot of limited releases, and it feels like they're very different for me when I try them, and I can never like figure out why, because it's proprietary blend.
Yeah.
But they usually, like with this Skywalk, which I think is a great start. In 2 scoops, you get 3 grams of tyrosine, 800 alpha GPC. So I think
you're starting off at a really good spot already.
Or anything you're going to put after that is,
yeah,
that's a good start.
Agreed.
But yeah, so I've been using that. I like that. I got all that stuff. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you about Supplement Needs.
Yes. Yeah, it's a UK company.
Yeah, so it's a retailer, which is an interesting discussion because I was on a podcast earlier with a UK retailer that also has a house brand now, and it's kind of an interesting dynamic. If you're a retailer and then you come out with your own line, it's like, where's that give and take? What is that? How do the other brands that you carry, sort of react to that?
Right, that's
so
what
it's
I
kind
asked
of a delicate balance.
Jacob Davis with the nutrition store in South Carolina when I had him on. Said, y'all came out with Enjoy the Ride. I mean, obviously you're selling other companies, so do they look at you as a competitor, or is it just, is it a support? Are they supportive? Which I can't imagine it, but
right.
It's curious to see, especially if you start branching out and selling it beyond your store and you start a little mini distribution to other retailers in your area. It's interesting. I would be very curious to see the boardroom meetings when you decide to do that.
Yeah, because we know some other retailers that we work with that are considering those types of things and those types in collaboration. So there's a product I want you to check out that I've been using. They sent me a few products. It's this PM priming stack. So it's designed to take like 2 hours before bed.
That's you got to be on the ball to remember to take that.
Yeah, this which is usually good too, because like when I take Phenibut and stuff like that, it like takes me like 2 hours before it kicks in.
Do you eat relatively close to when you're taking it?
I try not to, but yeah, I usually eat a lot at night, so I try to leave a window in there. I don't want to mess it up too much. But so this Supplement Needs company, they don't fuck around. If you look at this product,
it's robust. Quite robust.
They sent me this, and we'll look at another one of their products in a little bit that is awesome. But they very science based. No, like the flavor of it is basically there is no flavor to it. You look at the label, total like bare bones. It's like a white tub with like black print label. There's no marketing to it whatsoever, right? It's just all ingredients that they do.
Yeah, strawberry lime flavor. It's got
it doesn't taste like anything to me.
Phosphatidyl Serine complex, standardized to 50% phosphatidyl serine, so you're getting a yield of 750 milligrams of PS in there.
It's a big dose.
Yeah.
For comparison purposes, the only product that we really see, well, now the Glaxon one really push that hard, but
right.
I think it's called Cortisol by MPA Sups.
Yeah, Matt Porter Sups, yeah.
It's just the 1,600 milligram dose of phosphatidyl serine yielding 800, which is like the max for the studies. That's the only ingredient in the product, and it's like $60.
Yeah, phosphatidyl serine is not cheap at all.
Yeah, so this one is, and alpha GPC is damn expensive, and they put 1,200 milligrams of alpha GPC in this thing too.
Yeah, so you're getting the 600 because it's 50% active alpha GPC.
Right. So, and that's what's interesting. And you and I have talked about this before when we started seeing like huperzine in the sleep aids.
Right.
And Joey from Glaxon, huge believer in choline before bed. And this Dr. Dean is his name. I talked to him quite a bit. He's very smart guy over in the UK that formulated these products, and he said the same thing. He's like, man, I just love alpha GPC before bed, and we always think of it in a pre-workout setting or something like that, but he's like, the dreams that you get, and just there's no huperzine in this one though, but it's just huge dose of alpha GPC.
Yeah, that's hefty.
So just those two ingredients, you wouldn't, honestly, you're not going to see an American company use those two ingredients at those dosages unless it's Ben.
Right.
And then there's more.
Yeah, 200 milligrams of theanine, 80 milligrams of broccoli sprouts standardized to 0.4 milligrams sulforaphane, which has a ton of interesting little properties in it. So go check out the Dr. Rhonda podcast with Joe Rogan if you want to learn all about sulforaphane. It's a fascinating little molecule. It's got anti-cancer benefits to it. It's got some cognitive benefits to it. It's got all kinds of cellular health stuff in it. Really, really cool ingredient. We've got lutein as the branded Lutamax 2020, which is 10 milligrams, and then zeaxanthine, which is another branded as Lutamax 2020 at 2 milligrams. So it's a
beast.
Yeah, robust formula indeed.
And they also sent me, because they sent me their sleep stack, and they sent me, I know we would have to do some conversions, but that's a big thing we hear. So that product, their sleep stack, which Court loves this sleep formula because the way it's sort of put together, we talk about ingredient synergy. This is a really good one, and I know a couple other people that rave about the way it's put together. But there's the PM priming stack, the sleep stack, which is like a 2-capsule serving. And then they sent me some blue light glasses. So all that stuff on their website is 95 pounds, which I don't know what that is in American money. But I know that their prices are...
At today's conversion rate, it is $119.70 US dollars.
So... get that sleep stack. Like I said, as you can see, they don't do anything really. If they could put it in a plain bottle, a plainer bottle, I don't think that's possible.
Right.
They're just like, we're just going to put it all in the formula.
Yeah. Yeah. The interesting thing, the alpha GPC, it's got a half-life of 4 to 6 hours. So, but it peaks, an hour or two after ingestion. It's going to be interesting to see if you took that at night, and then if you take another nootropic or pre-workout sometime in the early to mid-morning, does that wipe you out from like a brain fog standpoint? But I guess it would also depend on, do you have huperzine in there, and then what form of choline you're using, CDP versus alpha GPC, and all those kind of things. It's maybe I'll have to start experiment. I would not take CDP choline right before bed, probably, just because I noticed that one gets me very alert mentally.
Very energetic.
Yeah, but I've got some other NutriBio alpha GPC here at the house, so maybe I'll try using a cap of that tonight, because I haven't had any choline. I had a little bit of huperzine in my pre-workout today, which reminds me, that's one of my hauls over the past week is Iron Brothers Ruthless pre-workout.
Yeah.
I've run it 3 times now. Super smooth. I'm not somebody that chases the pump in my training, but when something happens and I don't really expect it to, or I'm not doing it, it's noticeable. I will notice it, and it's. I told Mark this earlier after I finished training. I very rarely get a forearm pump, or to the point where I notice super vascularity in my forearms. But man, it's surprising how that the vascularity I was getting in my forearms. It's weird, but yeah, I love it. The energy and focus on it is great. I don't know how to compare it to their V2 pre-workout, because I still have a little bit of that left. The Tofino Sunrise flavor. And that I really like that one. That was one of the few products that I actually really responded well to that had dynamine in it.
Yeah.
This one doesn't. The Ruthless one doesn't have dynamine in it, but everything else, I mean, it's got a nice dose of tyrosine, taurine, huperzine in there, caffeine, 2-stage caffeine blend. I mean, it's super solid for me. I really like it. The flavor's delicious too.
Well, I think that's cool too because I have some. He sent me some, but I haven't tried it yet. Um, and I think that's what you and I, when we were looking at the label, were like, man, that's a serious pump product. Like that should play out pretty well.
Yep.
Because there's like 400 milligrams of caffeine in there.
There's 240 on the front end, and then another 150 on the back end with the dicaffeine malate. So,
which is that's a lot of dicaffeine malate.
Yeah. I like it. It's not jittery at all. I gave Sandy a heaping scoop, so a full serving is 2 scoop, and no theanine, thank God.
Wait. Hold up. You're saying it was not jittery, but there's no theanine in there? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Now I don't even know what to think anymore. I have been led to believe that if you do not put canna, ashwagandha, and theanine in a pre-workout, then you'll be jittery no matter what.
Automatic jitters, crash, and insomnia right off the bat.
All right, man. Well,
Iron Brothers just rewrote the playbook on pre-workouts, everybody.
Damn. All right. Well, it's good to know. I definitely am going to use it.
Yeah.
So
I think
you
will
he
very
sent
much
me over
enjoy it.
Huge fan. I know Mark always delivers. He doesn't mess
around. And the grandma pomegranate extract in there is really nice too. That helps.
That's an expensive ingredient.
Yep.
I know a lot of people, they still talk about Prodigy. So good on Mark. He's gone through some shit to get this. Guy's worked his ass off. He been through some stuff this past year trying to get this line back up and running in Canada. Canada is just totally
a shit show with
whole new beast.
Their CDNs and or the NPNs.
So it's good that it played out well. What else? I got a lot of stuff. So much. What else did you get? Go ahead.
Guys at MFit sent me a nice little care package. So I had Nick on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. That just landed. I haven't tried any of it yet either. They sent me their stim pre-workout, their non-stim pre-workout Havoc, which all of them are dosed really, really well.
Their formulas are good.
Their CB Flex, which is their joint formula. And then their meal replacement powder, which has got 25 grams of mod carb in it, 25 or 30 grams of protein. I'm trying to do this all off the top of my head. Some fiber in it and 7 grams of fats. But yeah, it comes in the chocolate flavor because he said, have you tried any of our proteins yet? And I said, no, just, send me whichever one you think is the best. So I thought that, they were going to send me just the regular whey protein one, but they sent me the whole meal tub replacement, which is, definitely not a cheap product to make.
Plus you got some big, expensive formula.
Yeah, the formula's expensive. The shipping weight is considerably more, but hey, man, they were nice enough to send that out, so I'm curious to try it out because on days like today, I go basically straight from working all morning. Sandy and I go train, and then I shower and I hop right on the podcast with you. So I'm probably going to start using it on those days where I don't really have time to sit and eat lunch. I'll use that as my meal replacement, and then I'll just have a monstrous dinner like I usually do.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Good, because I've never. I talk to those guys every now and then, but I've never tried anything from them.
Yeah.
What else? I bought. Oh yeah, so Core sends me a lot of stuff. But I bought their new whey protein. But I bought so they sent me the cinnamon French toast flavor, which was really good. But they had the death by chocolate flavor, and I was like, I kind of gotta try that.
Yeah, I would.
So I bought that. It tastes kind of like hot chocolate to me.
Nice.
They are doing. They're just not to put too much of a pun on it, but they're crushing it. Yeah. And they said they're doing something for their pump product, and maybe I won't say it. There's something that ties into Monday that you would know, and something that they're doing with their product. So I'm curious to see what they're doing there.
Okay, yeah, I'm right there with you because Santa and I just mentioned that day when we were going on one of our walks earlier.
What else did I get? I got so one thing here's something we should definitely talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So James from Impel Nutrition, we talked about his products before.
Yep.
Did you see the video that we posted on the private Facebook group, what he did with his protein powder?
No, I have not seen that yet.
So it's a small company. He actually, so he sent me his pre-workout to try, which is his pre-workouts. It's like some alpha GPC, some caffeine, some citrulline, good dosages. But he actually posted the third-party test results because he sent it out. Now he's a small company. That always the excuse is too expensive to do this, but he did. So because when he sent it out, you got to see the alpha GPC breakdown and stuff like that, and so he sent me that through. So point I was trying to get to, he was making a protein powder, and it was on Stack News, I think, like last week, because he asked me, he's like, "Oh, are you guys going to discuss the protein powder?" And I said, "Well, Chris is going to be on the show this week." I said, "So we're not going to get to Stack News." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. So he got the protein powder after God knows how long trying to get this protein powder out, and he posted a video the other day. He's like, all the people that had pre-ordered, I guess the manufacturer fucked it up. He said when he was looking at the label, there was like soy lecithin in it, which is not a huge deal. It's in a lot of stuff.
Right, yeah.
He's like, I didn't want this in there. And the test showed that it was in there. And he's like, I'm not, he goes, I could have Sharpied it out, you know what I mean? Or whatever, or I shouldn't say Sharpied it out, but he's like, there's options. You can still send it out there. He's like, I paid for everything. He's like, it's there. He's like, I can't do it. He's like, I'm not going to release a product that is not 100% what I say it's going to be and was my intent. Because mistakes happen, in this industry. It's not necessarily someone trying to be shady or like messing up. I mean, mistakes, we see it all the time. Mistakes on labels. That's what we talk about testing. But it was a pretty cool thing that he did that. He was like, he goes, I can't do it. And even though it's only something soy lecithin, he could very easily say, it's perfectly fine. You're fine. It's not going to hurt you. It's in 1,000 protein powders. Here you go. Here's my product. And he's like, no. He's like, I'm not doing it. He's like, because that's not the product I wanted. So big shout out to him. He's a good dude. He's a really good guy. I got a lot of respect for him.
What's the recourse for the brand owner? Because obviously the product's already made. So does the manufacturer just comp that and eat it, or can they repurpose it and sell it to another brand as like a discount protein powder? And how does
depends
that
on the contract. Because that's a big thing that Brady and I have run into. We brands don't like contracts. Some manufacturers won't sign them.
Right.
And Brady and I are like, well, we can't bring our client to you unless you're willing to sign a contract, because this type of stuff does happen. And it's not, it kind of goes back to the contract thing where I think when as soon as people hear contracts, they are like, oh, you're going to try to screw me over.
Yeah.
A contract should be in place as a sign of respect between two parties. And that's why we're like, if people aren't willing to sign a contract, that's a bad sign. No one's trying to screw you over. No one's trying to get one over you. But what happens when stuff like this happens and you don't have a contract? Then
you need some regulations or bumpers in place to keep both people honest.
Right, and to make sure that there's no, like I said, I don't think that, and he wasn't saying this. He wasn't saying, oh, the manufacturer screwed me over or anything. He's like, this mistake happened.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of things that we've seen where labels will go through a lot of iterations, and then you have graphic designers involved, and then you have the manufacturer, and so there's all these moving pieces sometimes, and some of this stuff can get kind of confusing, and mistakes do happen. So anyway, I wanted to shout James out. He's a good guy. He's part of the Supplement Snoop group. Obviously, I'm biased towards him, but there's a reason. Man. Imagine like you go through all that and you finally get the product, and then it's not. And,
I'd be pissed.
And hey, man, it's not saying it's good or bad or he's better than other people, but I don't even know if I would do it. I'd be like, here's some soy lecithins in here now. So I can't even 100% say I would be like, I wouldn't release it. I don't know, man. I don't know what I would do.
Well, hey, just look at it as a benefit. You get some extra phosphatidic acid in there for the gains. There you go. Have you tried the ISO Whey from Impel Nutrition?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I guess Yeah, no one's going to get to.
I didn't know if he sent you like a beta sample when he was doing flavor testing and stuff, because the flavor actually sounds cool. From the Stack 3D write-up, it says chocolate cereal milk is the image that they're displaying, which and the picture is, Cocoa Puffs in a bowl of milk. So that I really liked Cocoa Puffs when I was a kid. I could do that. And speaking of cereal proteins, we tried that review just went live today. Was the CinnaCrunch protein from MuscleSport. Really good. It's got whole pieces of Cinnamon Toast Crunch in there. Good.
They're pretty big on their protein flavors.
Yeah, I hadn't ever tried it before, and I had been talking with Jason, because for the listeners out there, MuscleSport and OptiTune are sister companies, and so I was talking with Jason at OptiTune, and he sent that to us maybe a month or two ago, and since Sandy and I have extra time, we've been getting more consistent with the reviews and everything, so it's that was surprisingly good, and Sandy used it in our coffee yesterday morning. Really good. Plus you get a little, you get a little special surprise when you get to bite through the cereal chunks. I really like it. I've been using the OptiTune Lions NRG either sometimes in the morning or in the afternoons, just kind of depending if I've had any lion's mane yet during the day or not.
That's an awesome product. I love that.
It's simple but really good, and we've
huge dose of lion's mane.
We've been unabashedly supportive of lion's mane on the podcast. I can't sing its praises enough.
True. Good. Because I haven't tried too many of their protein flavors, but they do look good.
Yeah, that was the first one I had ever tried, and it was. I just told him when I was talking to Jason. He said, "Hey, you know what? If you want to try the lion's mane, because I think it was after the first time you and I ever discussed OptiTune on the podcast. He reached out and had said, "Hey, let's get some products in your hands so you can try them." And I was always familiar with the Lean Whey because they were one of the first people to really do cereal flavors a lot with the inclusions and everything. And I said, well, I've always been curious about this. Whatever flavor you think is the best, let's just let's roll with it. And so that was the one that they surprised us with. So it's been really really cool and very delicious.
Jason's one of my favorites. He's a good dude, really good dude. Yeah, good to know. I'm trying to think. And Alpha Lion sent me their armor, their Alpha Lion Superhuman armor. Oh, I am getting some really cool stuff from. Did you hear about the new ingredient from Compound Solutions?
Is it is it related to teacrine and dynamine?
No.
Is it something with gut health?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was actually. I was on the phone with Matt Titlow yesterday, going over some teacrine dynamine related things, and we touched base on that. And let's just say that there's going to be a rather extensive article coming forth on it.
Nice. Well, it's kind of funny because the ingredient that they're going to use, one of our clients, Will, a while ago, he was like, hey, he's like. He ordered some of the raw stuff. He's like, this is legit. It's kind of funny the way it's funny the way the industry works too, because he went to Jason from MuscleSport about manufacturing because it's very tough to manufacture and it was kind of a newer ingredient and stuff like that. So they were trying to work out something where he was going to make a product with him because there is some really cool data behind it. And then. Lo and behold, I was talking to, because Jordan at Alpha Lion is going to be using it, and then talked to Compound Solutions. They're like, oh, hey, this is coming. And I was like, it's kind of funny.
It's serendipitous you mentioned them because I just had a nice long chat with Matt yesterday.
Of course you did. I forgot. I'm stepping out of my place here. I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, I hadn't spoken to him. Usually, if I'm emailing, it's with Kelsey or Chelsea over there. Because if it's about content stuff, and then every once in a while, if some new study that's about to be published or there's an ingredient on the rise, that's when they pull out the big guns, and I'm graced with Matt's presence to be able to speak with him. So
I don't think I've ever talked to Matt actually.
No, man, it's fun. He's very cool, subtly cool is the way to do it. You feel at ease when you're talking to him because his voice is very calming and everything. So yeah, it's good times with the Compound crew.
Nice. So, because I got some other stuff from Glaxon, but I can't talk about it. They do not fuck around over there. Let me
No,
just
I
tell
mean
you
they've been
that.
on a constant release schedule. It's outstanding and insane.
And let me just I'll heap more praise onto Glaxon. The funny thing about Glaxon is, I think we've touched on this before. They really do have like, I would say, like a tiered approach to what they're doing. Like they're like, okay, is there a market for us?
Right.
Here's our lineup, but the whole time they're going, if this works, we have all this other cool shit we want to try.
Yes.
And so the first phase, I would say, has been very successful. So they're like, okay, cool,
Yep.
let's try this other stuff. So that's another reason why I say I think a lot of brands are playing for second in the industry right now, because not only are they killing what they're doing now, but it's really, I think, only the beginning, which is pretty exciting for the industry in general, because especially when you know you're going to have the people that are going to copy off of them, and that's fine. But then you're also going to have people like them that are out there looking at what they're doing and going, what can I do here? Can I do something like a little bit different? And so I think that anytime we can sort of see some expansion in the industry, some thinking outside the box is always good, because they're proving that, we just went through this phase. There's nothing wrong with it, but this phase of where all the dosages and ingredients look the same.
Yeah.
And I'm just so happy to see someone take a different approach and have it play out well.
Yep.
So that's what I've been trying to do, is trying to make sure people stay open to, because even you and I, like, we were somewhat skeptical. You see this stuff, you're like, well, that's nice. Like, and spare me the marketing pitch that you can get more for less.
Correct.
But then you start trying it and you're like, oh, you did. You did do that. So now I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Lots of good things coming, and it should be interesting. I'm trying to think anything else. Oh, I finally let Sandy crack open the banana milkshake flavor from Steel Fit for their whey protein. I've been saving that just until we had time to get around. Because when we're doing reviews, if I get a bunch of products from one company all at one time, I don't want to just do a week's worth of reviews just on that one company. I kind of want to stagger it out and space it out. I don't want to oversaturate just one brand and get the listeners all glazed over, or the viewers all glazed over on anything just because it's I don't know how to exactly put it in words. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm just bombarding them with one company over and over and over again, because then it almost comes across like you are in the tank for a brand or something.
Which, right, I mean, you are, but it's all right. I mean, nothing wrong with that. You don't want to make it too obvious. But I think the good thing about them, I mean, they're obviously a good quality company, because even a Florida State graduate, I'm willing to say that they do some really cool stuff over there.
Yeah. I think of the 4 flavors they've released, banana milkshake is my least favorite flavor, but that's just because I don't typically like banana flavored products, so it's not a knock against that. Sandy really liked it. She loves banana flavored things. The one saving grace of that product is the milkshake component. It tames and tempers down the banana flavor to where you get this really thick, creamy taste as it finishes. The initial flavor is banana, obviously, and then it finishes with that milkshake mouth coating feel that all of the other flavors in the lineup have. So that's what's really good about it. And then that review is going to go live next Monday. We also stacked it with the peanut butter one, just to try that, because peanut butter and bananas is a common combination.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So that I actually like that better than just banana by itself.
So that sounds good.
Yeah.
Because I tried some of the protein that you sent me. I'm trying to think what else I tried. I tried a bunch of stuff lately. It's been crazy. Oh yeah, so I think Lucas said he sent us something.
Yeah, he's he just sent me the tracking info today. He sent me a big old box, and then as soon as it lands here, I'm supposed to divide everything in half and then send it up to Delaware. So I said, hey, why don't he said, hey, would you mind if I send you double everything, would you mind shipping it? Because obviously shipping from Poland is very expensive. So if we can just do one shipment, then dividing it. I said, yeah, sure, I don't mind. Sure. Just said, Justin better be really nice to me for a couple of weeks leading up to this, because otherwise I might just say, fuck off. It's for me now.
Right. Yeah. Well, on that note, is there anything you need? Anything I can help with? You good to go?
There's probably a few things, but children listen to this show, so I probably shouldn't get too explicit. So,
Fair enough. So we'll do. What kind of bourbon you thinking? I can always send something your
hey
way.
man, if you got access to Blanton's, fuck.
So there's a place here. I was just looking online. There's a place right by us sells it. It's like $90.
Dude,
So
I can get two
there's a
bottles of that
place.
American West for that.
There's a place. It's like 45-minute drive from here. It has it for 65.
There you go.
I was like, okay,
Yeah,
we're going.
that's worth the drive. I mean, it's especially I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't remember what kind of car y'all have, but we got a hybrid Camry. I mean, shit, man. That hour and a half drive is round trip is. I'll especially with the way gas prices are right now. That's nothing. That's
Right.
chump change.
Yeah, no, so we're probably gonna do that. Head up there, grab some Blantons, and Lord knows what else. I think I told you. I don't even remember what I tried over the weekend.
Yeah,
I just know the High West got just
destroyed.
obliterated, and because I normally would just like kick back and like have like a couple.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the lines, it just got super aggressive, and next thing you know, we're just trying everything. And
yeah, this was the text, or for those, I'm not going to read everything, but these were the names that were dropped: High Point, Buffalo Trace, Bellmead, Weller. I can't remember the others. It was
we
a
had
shit show.
Blantons too. I know we had Blantons because
Blends.
we had.
What's Bellmead like? Are these all single malts, or are these some of these blends?
I don't even remember what Bellmead was because so we were pretty drunk. We were pretty drunk, and so my buddy pours a glass, and I take a sip of it, and this is like probably the 10th glass, right? And I was like, this is phenomenal. I was like, I love this. What is this? And he's like, it's Blanton's. He's like, see? He's like, you still got it. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, man. When you taste blends, it is so clean, so smooth, so delicious. I mean, when you taste it, you know what it is. And I mean, I enjoy many other bourbons, but man.
I wonder if they'll sponsor the podcast.
You and I were discussing the idea of doing sponsors for the podcast or doing some ads and stuff like that. And I was talking with Sandy a little bit more about, what companies I would consider. And I don't know if I would ever consider doing a supplement company.
Yeah.
Things that are either in the vein of fitness or things that are like passion projects for you and I or our interest. So a bourbon company would definitely sponsor. Speaking of which, Treaty Yoke Distillery, which makes a phenomenal old fashioned, they're a local distiller here. They are opening up tomorrow, since the governor came in and said, all you little local authority fuckers that are trying to be overly harsh and say you can't do this, you have to do this. He says, we're not doing that. We're opening shit up tomorrow, beginning with restaurants and distilleries and all that. So,
what about gyms?
Huh?
What about your gyms?
That'll be May 18th. But one of our favorite distilleries, and they are on a 28-acre plot of land, which most of that is not building. So even on the website it says we'll respect social distancing, but they said that shouldn't be a problem considering we have 28 acres for you to walk around. So
nice.
I might be working from there tomorrow afternoon and Saturday and Sunday.
I can dig that.
Yeah.
Man, I'll have to see what we're doing around here, and might have to move down there for a little while.
We got a spare bedroom for you and the missus, man, whenever you need it. So yeah, Bellmead, going back to our original. So jumping back to the topic at hand, bourbon sponsors, I would think I would be cool with. Fitness equipment things, I would be good with. Certain retailers, possibly. A coffee company, since we both like coffee, that would be fun.
There you
go. Just trying to think of off the wall things that are kind of either lifestyle or fitness related. Maybe a clothing company, but I don't know. I'm not really all into clothing. It's basically supplement brand T-shirts and LSU stuff is what I wear.
You know what's kind of random is today. So I got a bunch of boxes today.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was one of those like massage guns.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where it came from. Who sent it?
Theragun things.
It's just I just have one now. So thank you if someone sent it to me. I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know who did. Because I'm like, okay, you got supplements, and I was like, I opened up this box. I'm like, what the hell is this? No note, no nothing. I'm like, okay, nice. That's cool. Thank you, whoever's out there, for that generous gift.
Yeah, it's I looked up the Bell Mead real quick, and it says a bourbon cognac finish. It's a blend
I
of
don't.
6 to 9 year old bourbons finished in fine champagne cognac casks, then non-chill filtered.
Yeah, I don't remember. I
Yeah.
just remember that I liked it. Like I remember going, "Wow, this is really good." But
It's an expensive bottle of bourbon, at least with the local liquor store here, Total Wine, or one of them. Specs might have it cheaper, but it's $70 a bottle there.
yeah, that's right about in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, yeah. The American West High the American West High Prairie Bourbon that you sent me back and recommended. I'm on my second bottle of that. I've always got
Dude,
Knob
that
Creek
stuff's
in
so
the
good.
house. Both of those are delicious. Noah's Mill is a really good one. That is a high alcohol bourbon, but it's so smooth and caramelly, and it's got a little bit of a spice on the back end. It's 114 proof, so yeah, a couple of glasses of that, and you'll forget what was wrong in the first place.
I know, good to know because that'll probably be very necessary in the next couple of days.
Yeah,
All right, brother.
good
Got,
times as always, my friend.
yeah, I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted on that Serenity. Probably talk about that next week.
Oh, before we go, there was one other important piece of news that I wanted to get your thoughts on.
All right.
How do you feel about VPX partnering with Pepsi to distribute their Bang energy drinks?
Why would you even? So now I need some Serenity. It's a double dose of Serenity and some. You know what? I won't even hate on that. It's like that's I love America, man. You can and I've always talked about like VPX and Bang and stuff like that. I was like, that should be like a inspiration to people in this country because you don't need a good idea, you don't need a new idea, and
Just
you
a
can make a fuck
lucrative
ton of
one.
money. Just do it right, and market the shit out of it. And as much as it pains me to say so, it's like, hey, good for them.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes, and yes, indeed, man. So, yeah, I saw that news come across the wire just before we hopped on here. I thought, just as the cherry on top, I'm gonna ask Justin just to make sure he has a really really good day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pour some bourbon. Oh my God, this might be a blatant kind of thing.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you for your time as always. It's a pleasure, privilege, and just good old fashioned fun.
There you go. Please go on. All right, brother. Good talking to you.
You too.